Geometry Dash was one of the world's biggest games for a while, with many YouTubers like DanTDM playing the game, and skyrocketing in popularity. The game is regarded as one of the most popular indie games of all time, but as time passed, the general audience stopped caring about the game. However, the game is still kept alive by its loyal and ambitious fanbase. And to understand why, we have to take a look at the history of the game. Geometry Dash was created by a developer in Sweden called Robert Topala, known online as RobTop, inspired by the classic Flash game, The Impossible Game, as well as classic platformers like Super Mario Bros. RobTop began developing the game from a small prototype he had made, adding little bits of content to flush it out, until he felt it was ready for the App Store. The process took 4 months of work in total, a seemingly small amount of time for a game. However, RobTop planned to release it just on mobile, as mobile games are typically a lot easier and cheaper to develop than games for consoles and computers. The game had 7 levels to begin with, all with music from the online platformer Newgrounds. Newgrounds was a very important website on the internet back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, with it being a hub for creative people like artists, musicians, and game developers. Newgrounds still has an impact today, with many content creators stemming from the platform, such as One Plays, Egoraptor, better known as one half of Game Grumps, Gavin Tunes, and more. The game skyrocketed in popularity purely from word of mouth, with it being cheap. It was a great investment for hours of fun. The most notable thing about the game is its difficulty. Many people find the game very frustrating, and it somewhat falls under the category of a rage game. Games that are designed to make a player angry from failing so much. A popular example is Getting Over It. Ain't that right, KSI?
No, I beg! I fucking can't be arsed! Bro, shut up! Shut up!
Even he agrees with me. In that game, you are a man in a cauldron and you use a hammer to move around. Every update added new levels to the game, but eventually people played all the levels and had nothing left to do. So RobTop added a new level editor. Commonly in games, once a player has run out of things to do, they get bored of the game and move on to a different one. A way that game developers combat this is to make it so the game never runs out of content. This is why some developers support modding their games. Modding a game is to modify its content by adding new things or changing things to change the experience in the game. A very popular game that relies on mods is Garry's Mod, otherwise known as Gmod, allowing users to continuously add things to your game without you having to do anything, allows for players to play for a lot longer. While Geometry Dash doesn't have mods, it has a very in-depth level editor that allows anyone to create their own levels with their own music. These levels range in difficulty, with some being very easy and others being much harder than the levels that come with the game. Hard levels are called demons in the game. With other tiers for different difficulties, the community latched onto the idea of beating the hardest levels, and that is where Geometry Dash's loyal fanbase developed. Many players focused on training to beat the most complex fan-made levels, which had very hard to master mechanics that most casual players wouldn't be able to do at all. As well as this, with updates to the game and its level editors, people have been able to make very interesting contraptions like animations and more that push the boundaries of the game. While Geometry Dash never truly fell from popularity, it definitely did lose a lot of the more casual players who played it while it was popular back in 2016 to 2017. The game still receives updates to this day, with the fanbase still as big as ever. The game can be seen as a lesson that a community, if given the right tools, can make a game last a lot longer than usual.